You think you can just stand there like nothing happened?
I didn't raise my voice. You did.
In the quiet suburb of Oak Ridge, Illinois, where maple trees lined the streets and Friday night football games drew the whole town, a simple stop at the local Quick Mart gas station shattered the illusion of small-town harmony. It was a sweltering July afternoon in 2024, and Thomas Reynolds, a 55-year-old high school social studies teacher, had just finished grading papers at home. He pulled his reliable Ford sedan up to pump 3, hoping to fill up quickly before heading to his brother's barbecue. Little did he know, this mundane errand would ignite a firestorm that exposed decades of hidden corruption and racial tensions simmering beneath Oak Ridge's polished facade. Inside the store, Karen Hargrove was already on edge. A 52-year-old divorcee from one of the town's oldest families, she came from money her father had been the longtime mayor, and her brother, Councilman Robert Hargrove, wielded influence over everything from zoning laws to police budgets. Karen, with her perfectly coiffed auburn hair and designer purse, was berating the young clerk over a supposed overcharge on her credit card. "This is outrageous. I demand to see the manager right now," she snapped, her voice echoing through the small shop. The clerk, a nervous college student named Jake, stammered an apology, but it wasn't enough. As Karen stormed out, her eyes locked on Thomas at the pump. He stood there calmly, adjusting the nozzle, his graying hair neatly trimmed under a baseball cap. Something about his composed presence irked her. Perhaps it was the way he seemed unbothered by the heat, or maybe it was deeper, a resentment she couldn't quite name. She veered toward him, phone in hand, already filming. "Hey, you're blocking the whole lane. Move your car," she barked, though there were 2 empty pumps nearby. Thomas glanced up, puzzled but polite. He'd dealt with subtle slights his whole life as a black man in Oak Ridge, being followed in stores, getting extra scrutiny at traffic stops, but he always responded with grace. "Afternoon, ma'am. Plenty of space here. I'll be done in a minute." His voice was steady, measured. That only fueled her rage. She stepped closer, her face flushing. "Don't talk back to me. I saw you staring when I came out. People like you think you own the place." A few onlookers paused, an elderly couple filling their RV, a delivery driver on break. Inside, a teenager named Emily Carter, buying snacks, sensed trouble and pulled out her phone to record discreetly. Thomas sighed, replacing the nozzle. "Ma'am, I'm just getting gas. No need for a scene." But in a flash, Karen's hand swung, slapping him hard across the cheek. The crack echoed like a thunderclap. Thomas's head snapped sideways, a red welt blooming on his skin. The elderly woman gasped. The driver tensed, unsure whether to step in. For a heartbeat, the world froze. Karen stood defiant, almost expectant, as if waiting for him to lash out. Instead, Thomas straightened, met her gaze, and said firmly, "You've just crossed a line you'll regret." Then, with deliberate steps, he walked into the store, dignity intact. "Call the police," he told Jake. "And I need your security footage." Karen blinked, thrown off. This wasn't how it usually went. Her targets either cowered or exploded, giving her ammunition to play victim. But Thomas's calm unnerved her. Emily's video, capturing the unprovoked assault, hit social media within minutes. "Unbelievable woman slaps man for no reason at Quick Mart." His response? Pure class. By evening, the clip had thousands of views. Thomas arrived at his brother David's house, cheeks still stinging. "What happened?" David asked, eyes widening. Thomas waved it off. "Some entitled woman lost her temper. But I've got evidence this time." Back home, police cruisers pulled up. Officers questioned him about Karen's complaint that he'd lunged at her. Thomas showed his dashcam footage and Emily's video. The cops shifted uncomfortably, clearly not expecting pushback. Meanwhile, Karen posted on Facebook, "Assaulted today by an aggressive man at the gas station. Police handling it. Our town isn't safe anymore." But comments flooded in with links to the video, dismantling her story. The next day, local activist Maria Lopez contacted Thomas. "I've seen this pattern before. Her family buries complaints. Let my group help." Then came a call from Channel 5 News. "We've dug into Karen Hargrove. This isn't her first rodeo. False accusations against minorities, all swept under the rug thanks to her brother." Revelations poured out. Karen had accused a black teenager of loitering at the mall in 2020, dropped when footage showed him shopping. A Latino mechanic of theft, he lost contracts before being cleared. A delivery driver of trespassing, nearly fired over nothing. All tied to Robert's influence. Thomas met attorney Jonathan Hale, who took the case pro bono. This is bigger than a slap at systemic abuse of power. They filed assault charges and a civil suit for harassment, naming Karen, the police, and Robert. Oak Ridge split. Protests outside City Hall demanded justice. Counter-protests defended Karen as a pillar of the community. At St. Mary's Church, the pastor urged understanding for her generous donations. Across town at Hope Baptist, the Reverend preached against silence in the face of injustice. Pressure mounted on Thomas's principal suggested a voluntary leave due to distractions, influenced by Robert. Then, a note on David's door. Tell your brother to back off, or else. Thomas's resolve hardened. They're targeting my family now. We fight back. Emily faced harassment too, but went live online. I saw it all. She hit him unprovoked. Truth matters. Her video exploded, drawing national attention. Leaked footage showed Karen rehearsing at the station hours earlier, gesturing fearfully, positioning for cameras. Premeditated, Jonathan declared. Robert called an emergency meeting. Dig up dirt on him. Make this go away. But a former employee testified. She staged incidents monthly. Robert threatened my job if I talked. The trial was electric. Thomas testified calmly. I didn't hit back because that's what she wanted to fit a stereotype. As a black man, retaliation could have ended badly for me. Karen cracked under questioning. People like him are taking over. They need to know their place. Damning emails emerged, Robert coordinating cover-ups. He invoked the fifth. The gas manager confessed everything. Karen named accomplices deputies, board members revealing a web of corruption. Verdicts came swiftly. Karen guilty of assault and conspiracy, fined heavily. Robert arrested for bribery and obstruction. The town elected its first black mayor, reformed policies, and the Reynolds Justice Fund supported similar cases. A year later, Thomas returned to teaching. His book, The Echo of Dignity, a bestseller. Oak Ridge healed slowly, with open dialogues replacing old divides. Threats faded, hope grew. Thomas visited his parents' graves, laying flowers. We did it, he whispered. Life normalized barbecues, classes but forever changed. What would you do in the face of such injustice? Share your thoughts in the comments below, especially on violence and unfairness in everyday life. Do you believe in turning the other cheek, or is there a time to fight back harder? Let's hear your stance.